Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tyler for Shock Starcraft 2 Guide. Today I'll be doing my walkthrough of the Sinister Turn campaign mission done on Brutal. Now the theme of this mission will pretty much be high mobility, and to achieve that we're going to be getting Stalkers with Blink. Well, I suppose they come with Blink, so that won't be much of an issue. But Stalkers in mass and then upgrades. A lot of people really undervalue upgrades, especially in campaign, and they will be of great help because if you're going mass ground, mass air, or I guess those are the two options for Protoss, but you can go mass factory as well for Terran. You really should throw in the extra little bit of money for upgrades because they do make a big difference down the road. And pretty much you'll see me go heavy economy for the first good bit of the game, and I think that's a really helpful thing for all the Brutal missions. A lot of people seem to struggle at the end because they didn't value their economy enough, and they're struggling to pump out units towards the end, and you can really just solve that early on by saturating your mineral line very heavily in back. And the tip for that is for every gas geyser or mineral patch, you want 3 workers harvesting for optimum capacity. But at the bare minimum, you need to get at least 2 per patch in geyser. And you'll see little relics of old Protoss stuff, and if you go and pop a pylon over by the place, it'll give you a couple free units to try it out, and then the ability to produce those units from a gateway or robotics bay. And there are uses to them. You can get Dark Templar, which are handy because they do high damage and they're invisible, but the high damage is more valuable. You can get High Templars, which will give you Psionic Storm, but more importantly, they'll give you feedback, which is great to use against the hybrid. You can also get Immortals, which are a fantastic tank, and they're the only unit that'll be built out of a robotics bay on this mission. So if you don't plan on getting a healthy amount of them, go ahead and use the robotics bay factor you get from powering it up with a pylon, instead of going ahead and building your own, like I think I might end up doing accidentally.
I'm here in the shadows.
And there you go, free Templars. And I believe we're about to meet the hybrid for the first time, who is a rather unpleasant fellow. Does a good amount of damage. It gets stronger every wave, I think, or incrementally after like 3 or 4 waves, it'll get a big boost in hit points and shields. But the most annoying part about it is it blinks around all the time. Which is why I like Blink Stalkers, because when it blinks away, you can blink right on top of it to get a much better swarm on it and effectively greatly increase your damage on it.
The hybrid is draining the preservers to survive. I must free them before it is too late.
With all Brutal missions, you always have to make this fine balance between attacking and defending. And on this mission, I hate to say it, but I think I kind of fail a little bit in respect that I'm defending far more than I am attacking. Whenever you, and here I am going to turn on the health bars so you can see it at all times. It might, be more interesting for you viewer folk. And on this mission, pretty much whenever you beat back the hybrid and it goes to charge up and come out again, you pretty much should take that as a great window of opportunity to go ahead and attack and start taking out defenses and little outposts to the evil Protoss base.
upgrade base is under attack.
Also, another advantage to going mass Stalker on this map, as you saw, was when the hybrid blinks away, your melee, or in that case the Dark Templar, had to chase it. But a range unit pretty much is always flexible in that matter. So if you want to go pure range, your choice would be Mass Immortal or Mass Stalker. And while Immortals are a great unit, by no means are they a bad one. They're not as flexible, they're not as quick as a Stalker would be. You get a lot more from a Stalker, I think. And also, I'd recommend putting up 2 photon cannons per side, because one cannon by itself tends to go down much quicker than 2 photon cannons, and that's not because, 2 is greater than 1, but units seem to switch between attacking one and attacking the other, so most of the times they'll knock out the shields on both of them before they start doing like armor or hull damage. So it increases the longevity of the cannons itself. And there I am just kind of blinking on top of the hybrid, making sure all my units are in very good shape to shoot. And you can see the Dark Templars are having trouble running and catching up with the hybrid as it bounces around.
Come, my slaves. The time has come to give me your strength.
Very wise. We move unseen.
Some secrets must remain hidden.
Very wise.
In case anyone was wondering, and this rule does apply to ranked online ladder play as well, a Protoss base will struggle to effectively produce out of 5 gateways. Really 4 is about the optimal one you want, because you gotta figure in upgrades and keeping up pylons with that number. And here's my failed robotics bay, by the way. Still have one that I got for free when I put the pylon up, but I ignorantly decided to build another. But, oh, maybe I caught on here. Yeah, am I? Oh, beautiful. I'm not completely a fool. But back to what I was saying, a Protoss base with 5 gateways won't really be able to sustain itself long term. And if you see this happening, you should immediately go back and jump to help your base. I think I kind of like hesitate for a moment and think, oh, could my 1 Stalker and 2 cannons hold back this giant force? Very naively. So eventually I come and save it, but not after I lose all my defenses.
I serve.
Or not before I lose all my defenses.
You have not enough minerals.
It shall be as you say.
And I'm not sure about other difficulties, but when I played the campaign initially on normal, I don't remember the hybrid ever getting more powerful with each return to the base. But right there you could clearly see that the first time the hybrid came in, it didn't really lift up anything, and that time it had like half a dozen of my units up in the air, which is also a good, don't stand on that shiny stuff, by the way, it does bad things to good people. And as a side note, I am running away my Stalkers because while they look healthy, if you'll notice, almost none of them have a shield remaining because I decided to enjoy the Psionic Storm. So I'm just going to pull back and wait an additional wave rather than risking 1,500 minerals of Stalkers dying to another foolish mistake. But what I was saying earlier was, what was I saying earlier? Oh, I don't remember the hybrid ever getting more powerful on each successive wave, but it does that on Brutal. So you can either play the game in one of two ways. You can kind of rush right for the relic, which doesn't work out. I've tried it. It normally results in frustration. Or you can play how I am right now, taking it very, very slowly and trying to never lose more than a couple units in a large battle. And that seems to be the better way, just a slow kind of grinding play while you wait to cap out your army. And one thing you can do in the meantime is take out these bases, because the base right here that I'm attacking and the one I attacked on the other side of the map, they do send in attacks periodically to your base. So taking them out isn't completely worthless. It will give you a lot of room to breathe later on.